Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So, dang, I'm feeling like a lot of energy coming through right now. I feel very giddy in my heart. I don't know. What was the message I got? Honestly, I get so many messages, but the main thing I heard was that you need to see the bigger picture. When you're so far enmeshed in all of it, sometimes you just need to distance yourself from all the chaos, the drama, the whatever, and look at it with a detached observer's view. So what do I keep seeing? I keep seeing a mountain, right? You go to the mountain, and on the mountain, right, like you're in civilization. Let's say you live in a city, and when you get to the city, there's so much like hustle and bustle and traffic and all those kind of things. And so, especially in the city, you get bombarded with all this energy. So when you take yourself out of it, right, go to nature, go to even higher, a higher perspective, everything seems irrelevant, right? The people start to look like ants. They start to be, I don't know, you just don't have that attachment. And in the other reading the other day, it talked about emotions, and in it kind of talked about how, you know how we don't want to deal with emotions? Like vulnerability. I don't know how to be open and authentic and just have a conversation that my heart wants to say, right? My mind tells me all these other things, but it's almost as if like the mind is like the city, and the gears and the grinding and the cars going and the vrooming and the honking and light go, stop, go. And it's like, can I not? Can I? And then the heart is kind of like, I feel like the heart is nature. And a lot of like nature versus nurture keeps coming out, and mothering energy, right? Really just like, it's almost like chicken soup for the soul kind of coming. And that's what like this nature, like pulling yourself away from whatever it is that is keeping you in this thing, because it doesn't feel good. And yeah, from that, I feel like you can detach. And then they kind of show it like, you know, when you kind of get used to your own energy and you start to like isolate yourself and you're like, nope, I'm happy on my own. I'm hearing someone say people suck, and some people do suck. It is what it is. But yeah, people do suck. But sorry, I just want to light this candle. And it almost shows like you get comfortable in your hermitness. There's so many people who need to go into hermit mode, and then there are so many people who go to hermit mode who need to come back. Perfect. Okay, and so that was kind of the thing that I saw. It was like needing to go to the mountain, and I don't know, it's almost like everyone, it's like 50-50 on both sides. There's like half that need to like remove themselves so that they can actually understand their thoughts and feelings and find a process. And then there's those who have done that, and they need to do the process, right? Like when you go into spirit, they give you the instructions, the something, and they'll be like, go here, go have this conversation, look this up, join this, do whatever. And it's just such simple things that, I don't know, I just see a lot of people being hesitant. And the main thing is, we need to see the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? There's those who see the bigger picture who need to share the bigger picture, and there are those who don't see the bigger picture who need to stop trying to control everything because they don't see what's up. What's up? So, oh yeah, and then I also heard a song. I don't know if this, okay, I do have cards pulled, and I think I'm going to do another reading. Dang, where did I put them? Oh, right here. See, I got all these cards. And it's for like the wind up of the year, next year to come, because as I said, Spirit's been giving me lots of downloads, and there's this bitchy fierceness that's going to come through it, and being like a recovering people pleaser. I'm like, I don't want to offend people, but Spirit's also like, you share the message as you give them, because that's how it's supposed to be heard. You do your self-reflection, right? You do all those things, but Sometimes it's the delivery that needs to be said. Some people need to hear it. And so I don't know if the song goes with this or if it goes with this reading. Let me just tap in because I'm really not... Okay, let me pull one card for that. Is the song part of this? Yeah, no. I think the song goes with the next reading, so we'll let that go. Okay, let's put these back and let's actually do the reading. So, bigger picture. How do you know which part you're at? And I think that's it, is because the ego, for that person who's so enmeshed into all the energies and like trying to control everything and manipulate and like, you know, spinning all the plates, of course they think they see the bigger picture, but they're actually the one that needs to step away and let everyone follow their own path. That's what I'm kind of seeing. I'm seeing someone, it's like almost like a controlling mother. Gross. I don't know why that came through, but I felt it. I felt it come through my back. It's just like someone who has such controlling, like, I'm almost seeing like a grown man be still like a man baby. And like the mom still like babies them and does their laundry and like, I don't know, but it's like that person needs to go off on their own, and I don't even know what they need to do. They just need to go to the mountain, figure out what it is that they're meant to do because they have a life purpose. And that hermit mode is the thing that will take them away. Because I feel like, you know, when you go to the city, I almost see someone whose soul, I don't even know if I need cards today. Somebody's soul can like, there's such a like a high vibration. It's like they could almost fly. Like they step into a room and like they're so magnetic, they charge everything. Like everybody knows they're here. And yeah, I don't know what I was hearing. It was mostly like a party. It's just like every time they get there, like the party, they're the party. The party starts once they arrive. And so let's get the party started, is what Spirit's saying. Yeah, it's your party. You're supposed to be planning it. Why are you letting other people tell you and making the invitations and who can come and who can't come? It's your party. And I feel like somebody really wants to cry. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, because they didn't get to invite who they wanted to the party, and the people that are there, they don't really like. And they have to like put on this like, I'm almost seeing like politics, like this person is the, you know what I keep seeing? I'm seeing Robin Hood. And I feel Robin Hood, the story in my heart. Woo! And so I'm seeing, I just want to play with cards, but it's not coming. So I'm seeing Robin Hood. And it's like, you know how like, what is it, Sheriff Nottingham or whatever? He goes to all the people and they have to like pay him the taxes and things like that. That's what I kind of see. It's like the person at this person's party is like the Duke of whatever and the Earl whatever, and they're like the prestigious noble people. And it's like, but they're not supposed to be at the party because in it, it's very controlled. It's like, right, the rich staying rich and not sharing. That's the problem. Because I almost feel like they take from the outside people they're showing. And so there needs to be a bigger picture because things aren't working out the way that they're meant to be worked out. Whew. And so, let me even show you what decks I planned on using. We have the Sunflower Tarot and we have the Archangel Power Tarot. So let's just use cards. I'm hearing fly like an eagle, and I want to break free. Somebody needs to soar, right? That's what the eagle does. It's down here and it takes that bird's eye view to the mountain and the higher and higher and higher. Now I'm hearing, we walk where we... I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. Oh, and there again is that like very controlling like mother energy. And someone's like, I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. I'm getting angst. I'm getting someone being like, I do what I want. And you know what? One card finally came out, but we're still not going to look at it. Spirit has been kind of giving me this message lately. As an Aquarius, like I love that like outside the box rebel mentality. I've always loved the people that seem to be rule breakers. And I've learned, that's what Spirit keeps showing me, that not everyone who puts on the facade or the outside look of what a rebel is actually that. And so what did they show, right? We can kind of manufacture a look like that. But in order to be a rebel, most rebels need to actually know the rules, right? They get into line, they're part of everything, they contribute, they learn everything that they can, so that when they say like this isn't right and they push that boundary, they have like a reason to. It's not just a rebel without a cause kind of thing. And Spirit's showing me that there's a lot of people who have that like badass punk mentality but never learned the rules, and so they're just out there hurting people. They're not really rebels because in that they keep themselves in a cycle. So there's a need to break out of this cycle, a need to rebel. So the first one to come out was in reverse, but it's Page of Gabriel, which would be Page of Wands. Page of Wands. It says energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. Follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. Especially like we fly where eagles dare. Anything that attacks an eagle is just going to fly higher. And then the higher and higher it gets, it's not going to be able to follow. So then they kind of like fall behind. So next one we have is High Priestess. And as this one said, it said follow your passion, and then High Priestess. So this is coming to those people who have gone to the mountain, who actually are the real rebels of this story. They're the ones who have been like, this is society. And they were like, dude, this is not right. It's not fair. And they removed themselves. They went within, dealt with Spirit, figured out whatever it is, but you need to come back. So I get that a lot of these people, they're afraid to come back because people suck. I'm sorry, but they do. And it's because not everyone is aware or have the same beliefs and values. Very different beliefs and values. And you know what the most heartbreaking thing is with people is like good or bad, especially with like this rebel thing, right? Like rebels need to go in line. And it's interesting because those who are real rebels, you wouldn't know from just looking on the outside, but they're the ones that have like heart to follow what Spirit's kind of guiding them to do, their purpose, their cause, their heart-centered, not mind. And before that, nope, that thought is gone. I saw two things. I hate when they show me like two things and I try to explain the one and then the other one goes. But anyways, it's time for those people to come back and not be afraid of people. Oh yeah, because in good and bad, I think, oh yeah, that's what they showed me. Those that really broke their heart were the good and bad, light and dark. You know, people who are only going to see things as dualistic, as A or B, and nothing in between. Putting things in categories and whatnot. Those who are good or of the light or something, they tend to be the ones that would stab you from behind, right? Stab you in the back. And I think those are the ones that really have hurt the trust or the psyche they're showing. But the psyche, something to do with psyche. Being hurt, going to the mountain, going within in the psyche. And so with the psyche, I think that's the one where even Aphrodite, like Psyche was so beautiful. And even Aphrodite, the god of like beauty and things, was jealous of her and put her through all these like challenges and things. And you'd think like Aphrodite beauty, that beauty would be the thing that was good, holy, whatever. And it wasn't. It was jealous. It saw things and tried to hurt. So what's the next card to come out? We have the King of Michael. Principled, rational, ambitious, and respected. Everybody, whoo, dang. I like when spirit kind of comes in, but it's just been a lot lately. Respected kind of came up. And I'm thinking about a reading before, and it talked about self-respect, that you need to respect yourself first. So what did I learn from that reading? Because I remember that reading, there was a masculine energy that like really annoyed the hell out of me. It did. And so after that reading, I kind of like went within and I was like, where's my self-respect in this? Because then it was talked about that or something. And I learned a lot. So that's what I'm learning about this respect, and going to the mountain. When you can finally remove yourself and other people aren't chattering in your ear and pushing their beliefs and values, and you actually get to think and listen to what your heart wants, you figure out it's clear. The path is smoother, right? So, the respect, again, it keeps going to good and bad. And those that you think are good, you might think that you're so justified and holy and whatever the hell it is that you're doing, but those things you see outside of you that you don't like also exist within you. So it's so important for you to always remove yourself and go to the mountain and do that. We keep saying do the shadow work, but it's like it is possible to have both things within you at the same time. Now, does it make it true? I feel like in a sense, yes, but not always. Sometimes it's just energies and emotions that have been thrust upon you, or a thought that you held for longer, so now it's trapped in your body. But the mind has gone on and done other things. But the heart felt it. The heart was sad. So this respected is like learning to balance that within you, right? If you want to be a real rebel, you need to learn the rules. You need to be an active participant in your life, which is what this King of Swords is, right? Here we got Archangel Michael, and dang, I'm so thankful for him lately, because he's been teaching me so many lessons, and I kind of like that it's not such a wishy-washy. When he kind of comes in, it's like this, like, I don't know, he just gives the things to you clearly. Whereas others, I find, like when you're dealing with people, they might just tell you what you want to hear. And that doesn't help. So, King of Swords. That's you being clear in the mind. And that's what I see. I see like that light coming through you. And it's almost like a sword going straight through you. And when I looked at this High Priestess, there's that sword. It's like in her throat. And it goes to her heart. So the bottom of this says, wisdom and objectivity are important right now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. So stay in your integrity, especially with that balance and respect. Again, you may have done things in the past that you don't like, and you might have felt slighted or wronged or something, but how did you contribute to it? What did you say? What did you do? What energy did you bring to this? And maybe that's why the other people acted the way that they did. And sometimes, as it said, right, there's that good, those that you think would never betray you or anything. Sometimes they will stab you in the back. So go to the mountain, figure out what is true, because sometimes we don't know why things happen the way that they were. And I really want you to look within yourself and say, is there any hidden parts of myself that the ego is running on? And as this one said, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. there's sometimes when they show us parts of ourselves, right? Like there's the shame, and that shame comes up. We want to avoid it. We don't want to deal with it, right? Well, I feel this way, so I did that to them because I was sad. And it's like, well, now you have things that you need to karmically go work through. And it's this tit for tat type energy. When this said, stay in your integrity. I'm so sorry that I did this. To actually apologize means so much more. To actually, well, it's like there's some people who just run at the mouth and their apologies is over and over and over again, and they don't learn from their lesson. But in this one, I feel like someone balancing that within them and having an authentic apology. That's all you had to do. That's what Spirit's saying, is like. So yeah, what am I seeing? I'm seeing someone be up on the mountain and they've gotten this integrity within them. They know why things happen the way that it was, and all they have to do is have open communication and come back to the group. They have something that they need to tell that group. It seems like they isolated themselves for a while. It's almost like whatever was going in this group, we'll say, was karmic. And now that they come back, you know, in the other readings, it kind of talked about those who stood on the fence, right? Light or dark, and they chose gray. It almost said like you default to, if you never stand up, if you don't have a backbone, and this is kind of bringing me to the backbone, the spine. If you don't have a spine, like you're just going to default to the person with the energy next to you. So if they're a shitty person and they're throwing all this energetic garbage at people, well, that's going to attach to you too. You also are a energetic bully or something, you know? You didn't stand up. And so that's what I see. I see someone coming down from the mountain back to this group, and everyone being like, oh, where have you been? We haven't seen you in forever. And them being, as this one said, energetic and brave. I see this person having like a new light, a new spark, a new reason. The high priestess like sees through everything. It's weaved and woven all of this so that I'm hearing fairness, weaved and woven both within them. So now they're in this King of Swords energy, right? Archangel Michael, and he's all about protection and truth. Whenever I kind of call on Archangel Michael, it's when I'm like feeling a little bit like energetic attack from people, right? You can, I don't know, when you're emotionally sensitive, you can feel people's energy, and he just kind of is there, like, nope. And so that's why I see this person kind of coming in, and it's almost like they've let this drama in this group go and go and go and go and go, and it's killing the land. There's nothing. No one benefits. Whoever's like seeing land, okay, and now I'm seeing this desert. Whoever's house is on this land, there will be no prosperity. And so I see them going into hermit mode, and that hermit mode is in this cave. And then when you come back out of the cave, look, things have changed. It's like, how does it go from desert to actually thriving? I heard something to do, you know, like in the desert, it just keeps growing, right? Things just keep eroding and eroding, and then the Sahara Desert gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And trees, I'm seeing trees and how that kind of like, you know, keeps things down, holds it. Oh, okay, let's use a sunflower one. What's about this tree metaphor? Well, I heard that the old oak tree fell, and now there's like a sequoia growing in its place. And it was sad when the old oak tree fell, because I almost feel like it was an end of an era, I'm hearing. And I almost saw like the old oak tree was like, it's kind of giving me like Jupiter energy or something like that, like a masculine, dominant, whatever. And then all of a sudden when that kind of fell, is that's when I see the sequoia coming. And it's interesting because, so the old oak tree kind of it's like a previous system that was very much mind focused. That's the masculine energy. Mind and control and action and doing. And that fell. And in its place became a sequoia. And when I tap into the sequoia, I am getting a little bit more. Well, it's bigger, obviously. It's way, it's like the energy field has just grown and grown and grown. And I'm seeing more spirit in this. This is, I don't know, what are they showing me? I see this tree tapping almost into spirit. I'm not getting something. What about this tree? I'm seeing a consciousness to this tree. And I said it was more like feminine, but it's not. This one's spiritual. This one's even like, whereas the other one fell down. And I think that old oak tree was there for a while, but it kind of like over time, I don't know, it just kind of got weakened is what it shows. And this next one, you know what they're showing me? Like ancient Egypt. Or ancient Egypt, you know? Like how there's like one civilization, and then those sands, like super ancient was like here, and then the sands came and buried it all. And then sometimes there might be like foundations, and they built old foundations on new foundations kind of thing, and then it just keeps getting buried. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like the sequoia was first, but they hid it and they built the oak foundation on top of it, and that was like structure and I find oak trees also to be very spiritual and whatnot, but in this story, this is how this is. And in this one, I felt like over time, it's just the energy of it just kind of died, right? Trees have like a lifespan, and that's what I'm seeing. And so now it fell. Winds came, all these things. Let me show you the ones I pulled. I forgot. So I've got strength in reverse. We've got 10 of cups, and we have 4 of wands in reverse. So I see that as like a new foundation, a new spirituality, a new something. And hold up. Okay, so I saw 2738, and for some reason they told me to like go into those numbers. They're showing me 1993, and I don't remember that far back. I was alive, but I honestly can't tell you what happened in 1993. I don't even know what grade I was in. I don't even know if I was in school. But yeah, something to do with 1993. And then that's the cycle that ended. That's the old oak tree. So now from, I don't know, it almost showed like 1992. Previously was like the sequoia, and then it was like, now we're into like that one civilization built on the other, and now it's like that has fallen, the winds have blown it around, and like that old sequoia is back again. It's like re-emerging. And so remember how it said to go to the mountain, go within, learn all that, and then come back? Okay, good, we finally got there. I was like, I don't know what's going on, especially with like, okay, I get it now. So with the strength, it's in reverse. So strength is all about like, I'm going to use this as actual physical strength in this. And that's the old oak tree. And eventually it lost its strength. And by losing its strength, the stability of that and the foundation of it crumbled, right? 4 of wands is usually four pillars, and that's like really happy, stable home. And so with that falling apart, with the 10 of cups coming out, it's that underneath foundation being able to breathe again. That's what I see as like, finally, like I've been so suppressed within that now I finally get to let my light back out. My heart, this is heart energy. Pew, pew. It's almost like Care Bears, you know, they shoot it out. And then this has been, I almost see like the old system being very illuminating. They keep bringing me to here. And there's that wisdom. And it's like that light. I almost feel like this is spirit. And before not really knowing things, it says, follow your passion. And it's like, well, I don't really know where to go. So I've got like a light in this cave. Remember, he's in this cave. So in the cave, it's dark. The only person who can see in the cave is the high priestess. She's my favorite energy, totally. I'd rather be the high priestess than the empress. Yeah. Magical and mysterious and whatever. But guess what? In this story, it's saying you're kind of everything. You are part of all systems. You're good and you're bad and you're light and you're dark and you're the Sequoia Foundation and you were also part of the Oak Foundation, and now it's like re-emerging to the old you, and it's like, right? And that's what I just feel like, finally. Oh yeah, so he has this flashlight and he's like, I don't know how to navigate through the dark, but I've got a flashlight. I've got spirit, right? It says follow your passion. I don't know where my passion is, but right now I'm like, I'm gonna go where my heart kind of brings me. Whatever. They're not really using the mind as much, kind of going into things. It says, are you ready for any challenge? Opportunities for excitement and adventure. So challenges stood out. And in those challenges was, again, I don't feel like the oak tree, I just feel like the oak tree is like boomer energy. And I used to caregive for the elderly. They're such a tough and stubborn generation, right? They kind of came out of the 30s after the war and whatnot, grew up in the dirty 30s, and you can't get them to do what you want because they've been through hard, extreme times. And so they're very much in like trying to control, right? You always heard, this is how the world is going to work, right? They based it off of their plans, and it didn't happen that way. And so some of that is kind of like crumbling and falling apart. And it's like, now you got this Gen Z kind of coming through, and they seem to be a wild card. and then you've got the people that are in between. And in this, you're kind of all of it. Because here's the thing. Gen Z, Gen, Boomer, whatever you want to call it, you're never too old to have an experience. So just because you didn't learn something in your childhood, you could learn it when you're 50. Just because you didn't have this, you could do it later. And that is, where did that come from? Wisdom and objectivity are important right now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. And in order to actually know and to stay in your integrity, you have to keep going back to the high priestess. Because this one says, powerful psychic insights, reflect and meditate what provides valuable information. Be at peace. So we went out, we did what we wanted, we listened to what we wanted, we followed this thing, and it said, okay, we're going on this new adventure. And guess what? Found that new adventure, it wasn't stable, because this is in reverse. This is not the happy stability as it should have been. Why? Because all that's light is not light, and all that's dark is not dark. There is this rebel energy. Damn, I love rebel energy, but only those who actually truly understand what it means. Not those who go out just to hurt people just because. Well, you can't tell me what to do. They're frustrating. But a real rebel is the one who can push, like I said, you learn everything, you absorb everything, you understand why it is that way, so that when you start to push that boundary again, because, well, we all know that this was created because it was unjustified. This should have never been a thing. I understand why they put it in, but back then it made sense. And in time, things have changed. So now we need to tweak this. The person who made this plant, it's almost like medical terminology, like fallopian tubes. Most medical terminology is based off of Latin or Greek, or, and fallopian tubes, whatever the last dude first name was, blah 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 fallopian, so he's now forever named female reproductive system after himself. And it's like, okay, but that's not really scientific or medical. It just meant that you're the one that found it. And it's like you put your stake there, right? We put our stake in here, but it's, what kind of ground is this? It's just gonna blow away, right? Winds of time. I'm almost seeing like a sandglass. And so what are they changing it to? Rather than fallopian tubes, they're changing it back to what it actually is like uterine tubes. And so little changes, little things are with what I mean. It's like you learn everything so that you can push the boundary, so that you can actually create the real change and be the real rebel that you want to bring into this world. I'm feeling like that's the message. I heard to pull 2 more and then we can wrap it up. 36. Oh, I'm being drawn to over there. Over there is like my moon area, my disco party. And I'm looking at the fox, and it brought me to the ear. I heard you have to listen. What does the fox say? And now they're drawing me to here with the strength and the lion. This was in reverse. It's because someone has been listening to foxes, and foxes are tricky energy. And I love foxes. Like I said, I love tricky energy because I'm an Aquarius. I love those who rebel for the betterment of everyone. It might not make sense in the time, but I heard I heard you need to listen to what the fox says. And I hate that song. I'm not going to tag it. I'm not going to anything. But it's almost like this lion listened to the fox and gave up the power in the past, because it was like someone else had plans. And you're like, all right, I don't know what's going on, but I got my flashlight and we're going to go do it. We're going to go do the damn thing. And then realize I'm like, hold up, something ain't right here. As I said, powerful psychic insights. I see everything going on, but it doesn't feel right. It does not sit well with me. So reflection and meditation, that provides valuable information. You go within, you're like, damn, I didn't even see that. It was totally over my eyes, pulled the wool right over my eyes. So by going within High Priestess mode, you take this flashlight and you turn it into wisdom. And when you are wise, you understand that not everything is as it seems. I'm being drawn to the yellow flowers. And there's like this Chinese story. I want to call it a proverb. But anyways, it's about like a guy who, he always has to like walk really, really far. He has 2 buckets of water on like a stick. And he has to walk really, really far to go get the water. And in one of the buckets, it had a hole. And so every time he would go, this one would be half full by the time he got home. And he always right, you can view that one as the unlucky bucket. Why? Because I want these buckets of water when I get home. And I'm totally butchering it because I heard this like maybe 10 years ago. But I forget how it goes. But eventually it kind of is like, if you view it as that, then that's what you'll see. But one day when he went, he noticed that because he had a hole in the bucket, when he actually was doing his daily walk, that the one that had the hole had watered this beautiful path of flowers. So that's what I kind of see. I see like one path here, and then I can't really see a path behind. So it's almost like this is the bucket that had the hole, and this was the one that didn't. Eventually this one maybe broke down. But yeah, good or bad, who knows, right? Don't attach to something until you truly understand where you stand on the issue. Not what other people say. You do you. I keep feeling like a situation that calls for honest and open communication. I keep hearing someone just like choking on their words, and I heard to pull 2 more, and then I never pulled 2, so let's just choking on their words, and then we'll pull these 2, and then we'll wrap it up because we're almost done here. Look at all the flowers on that one. And in this one, there is also sandy whatever, but it's like moving away from it. So we have Knight of Gabriel, which is Knight of Wands, which is all about being confident, enthusiastic, courageous, and charismatic. It's time to take action. Great passion for a cause, right? Because once you do that inner work, you figure out what your balance is. And then right here. Woo, that's the main important thing. Where is it? Instinctively knowing what to do. Thank you, High Priestess. That made me step into the King of Swords / having Archangel Michael got my back. He's like, you know what? There's too much going on in this energy field. These other people are bombarding you and pushing their beliefs and thoughts on you, and you just have to go within yourself and figure out what you want, right? Even you watching this video. After this, I really hope you go and figure out what was meant for you and what's not, and let things go. The next one to come is 7 of Ariel. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. The harvest, they're telling me, is the next sequoia. It's that unearthing. Hey, I almost see like right here, there's all these fields, and it's really giving me like Wicked. Wicked! Yeah. The Wicked is huge in theaters right now. I did go and watch it with my friend. And in that one, right, Elphaba is the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, and so in Wizard of Oz, right, she's the wicked one. But to actually find out that she's the one who's like, hey, these animals are having their rights taken away and all these other things. And everyone being like, Glinda, the good witch. That's her right there. And in it, all she cared about was like the superficial things. Like, I want to be popular. I want to be rich. I want to have Prince Charming love me only because I'm the prize. And yeah. I watched the play so long ago that when I went with my friend, she's like, these songs are all in it. And I was like, I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't remember how the second one goes. I think I remember. And then my friend kind of wrecked it a little bit for me. And yeah. But it all had to do with, I want to say, right? People turning into the Tin Man. People not using their heart. People not using their brains. And by defaulting, by not being their own authentic selves, turning into the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion. Whoa! And the Cowardly Lion needs strength. And there's courage. They are asking for you to have courage to speak up and stand in your integrity. Because you know something's not right. Right? That old oak tree, that's like, I don't know. It's a faulty system. It's because they tried to hide what was underneath it. Whatever was underneath it was something so beautiful. It was like the garden, the feminine energy. And then I like put it on top and was like, you don't exist anymore. But it's coming through. It's coming up and out. It's the high priestess that like, it's that. The flowers are going to bloom and grow no matter what. And that sequoia tree is way bigger than the oak tree. And its roots and the circumference of it, like it was bound to fall from the very beginning. And so wisdom and objectivity are important right now. Stand up. It says, you have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Well, let me tell you something. The harvest is right now. There's this 10 of Cups moment. And the only way that this this here is the heart, and the heart is the high priestess. Do you see here? I feel like that sword of truth, which is all what Michael has, the sword of truth coming through, right? The throat and the heart. There's like a rejuvenating something, and you need to call, you need to share, as I said, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. And when you share the emotion, it's like a waterfall coming down these steps. And these waterfalls is that psychic feminine intuition, and the sun, the illumination of that knowledge that you gained between light and dark is what shines the light. And then the light hits the water and creates rainbows. And just look at that happiness. 10 of Cups, love and fulfillment. And then from there, I feel that this thing that has been stuck will find stability, because the mind and the heart created this, not just the mind and control. Boom! All right, I feel like that's the message. We'll leave it there. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.